What's up, guys? Welcome back to Breakout Trading. It is Thursday, August 13th, and I'm going to be going over some trades I made today. Alright, so let's hop right in. So, I traded 3 tickers today. IGC, JMIA, and NTN. So I'll be going over those. First off, let's go over some of the setups. And I'll be going over the live charts too. I had some screenshots of the actual setups that I'll just go over first. So yeah, this one was a pretty terrible trade, honestly. This thing kind of just ripped up, and I ended up trying to buy the dip here, but I got kind of like scared, even though this is a great spot to enter. I bought it here, and then it popped up a bit, and I just saw it really heavy selling on the tape and stuff, so I just cut it at break even, and it turned out that it would have worked out. That's alright. Really nasty doji here too, so I was worried that that was just going to dump this thing right to VWAP. So I cut it here with the intention of buying again in a VWAP for a bounce off the 50, the initial morning high, and VWAP. So yeah, that was the plan for that one. And as you can see, it never really got that low, but what it did start to form was a really nice 1-minute bull flag. So I was waiting for this thing to break out over 410 and then really continue up, because this one had a really low float. So and then you can see that here we never broke that trend line and it failed. And if I go over what's today happened, IGC. Let's look right into IGC here. Make myself a bit smaller. So yeah, this is zoomed in here, so I'll just go out to the 5-minute. So you can see here was that 1-minute bull flag, and we broke down, got below VWAP, and just sold off the whole day. So a bit of a fader after that failed move there in the morning. This one only had, oh actually this one did have a bit of a bigger float, 34 million, and market cap is 100 million. So yeah, that is that for IGC. And the second ticker we traded today was JMIA. Now this one really pissed me off, because I had to control my emotions pretty well on this one, because basically what happened was I really liked the setup. I got a good, kind of a chasey-ish entry, not the best, and then I got totally wicked out by like a big drop, and then it totally went way up in my direction. So I was kind of emotional over this one, but I just had to tone it in, take a bit of a break, and then keep looking for setup. So basically this really caught my eye, this huge 1-minute candle spike when we broke out of this very clear ascending triangle pattern. So I hopped in here with 100 shares, really chased the entry on this one, way up there at like 1410-ish area. Put my stop loss down there for a pretty hefty loss. This is not an ideal setup. I should have been building a position in this thing and taking profits on the pop. But to me it looked like it had really good volume about to come in. And then basically what happened was, this was like the uptrend line. So we broke out here. I sold a tiny bit on this pop, and then if you look closely, once we broke out above this high here, I was expecting that to be support, and the, what was this, 3-minute chart? Oh, 1 minute, okay. So yeah, I was expecting this to be support right here, and this 1-minute EMA, and I was really hoping that we'd get sort of like a little squeeze like this with the 1-minute EMA and this high. So there's like support from the EMA, support from this high, and we just broke out, and we had really good volume. So I was expecting this thing to break to the upside of this little triangle. However, it broke to the downside, as you can see, and just flushed right to VWAP. And honestly, I kind of messed up my execution when that happened, because what I did is originally I had my stop like right around here, and I saw that we started to break below, and I took my stop away, because I was like, oh, I don't want to sell on a huge breakdown. I want to sell on a pullback. So I took my stop loss away, and then I let it test VWAP, and then I added back my stop loss just below VWAP, and then I just ended up exiting the position here for a loss on the second half. This half was a profit, I think $6, and then I gave all that back plus a little bit on this one, exiting here at a loss because I thought this thing was going to continue down based on how it failed as soon as it tried to make any sort of new high. So yeah, really nice setup, bad entry, but good setup. What I should have done is stopped out right here, right when it broke down from this little consolidation area. So yeah, that one kind of just, I don't know, this morning I just kind of triggered me on that one, to be perfectly honest. So just gotta keep an eye on that. So what was that? That was JMIA. Yeah, so honestly, kind of glad this one just sold off all day because I would have been really mad. But anyways, not mad, but just, you know, upset that I got wicked out. So as you can see, here was the setup. I'll remove these so it's a bit clearer. So bought the breakout here, sold a bit here, and then it dropped way down there. I stopped out the rest, and then pretty much immediately after, it just started to rally. So that was annoying. It's alright though. I didn't even look at the chart. I took it away from my watch list because I didn't want to do the thing where you get fixated on a specific ticker even if it's not a good setup just because you want to get like revenge or something. So that's never good. So whenever I feel like that, I just completely close my whole position on the ticker and go away. Plus, look at the volume. Like, just weird. Like, we only had this one big spike and then nothing else. So kind of a weird one. So that's why I just stayed away. I didn't want to push my luck on anything. So at this point in the morning, I was kind of disappointed with my execution. I thought that this might have been my only chance to make some bank today, and I missed it. So I was just laying low for a bit, and then I saw that NTN was popping up. So this one, alright, first before I go over this, we'll look over here. So NTN, this one was really nice, really nice. No, I'm gonna go over NTN on the live chart. It might be better. So we'll zoom in here. So this is the morning here. So NTN gapped up this morning on some news that it was going to merge with something. I don't know. I didn't really care. I just had it on watch, and I knew that it had a nice 2.2 million shares float and a really small market cap, only 5 million. So this thing could have ripped if it wanted to, which it did. So no trades here at the start. So I'll walk you through my sort of morning process on how I traded this thing. So first things first, I marked off this kind of choppy high here in the morning, no trades. It pulled back and then made an additional high here, right up there at $5. And I was like, okay, this thing obviously has some strength. So what I did is I drew a Fibonacci from the high here. Okay. So basically, it pulled back. I still didn't take an entry, even though that would have been really nice there on SR flip. This is resistance, now support. And then we curled up, and when we broke through 497 here, it popped up, pulled back, and I actually bought a pullback right here for 25 shares at $5.03, and then sold a little pop here at 520. So making like 17 cents on this little pop here. And then I was like, okay, let's see what this thing wants to do. So now that we made a new high up here, what I did was I drew my Fibonacci again, same thing as yesterday, and we're looking for anything that lines up. So right here, I bought on the 23.6. Right here, it looks like I bought 25 shares, and I was kind of going to average down into a dip and then sell on a continued push. And we're getting into lunchtime now too, and this thing looked really strong still. The stop loss for this was right below here at 384, and my plan was to add another 25 shares when we hit VWAP. But I also didn't want to like push my luck, so I just decided to maybe just ride if this one worked out. Yes, 384 was the stop loss, so that's below VWAP, below this high here that was tested as support, and below the 38.2. So if it broke all three of those, I would be stopped out, and $4 whole number. So 4 levels of support working in front of my stop loss. So I left it there. I went upstairs and made some pancakes, and then this thing started to curl up. So I actually sold these shares up here, sold the 25 shares, and then I rebought 10 shares here because this thing looked really strong, but I still wanted to be in it. I'm not really too sure I did that, but I basically sold and then just wanted immediately to get in another position. You see this is really nice volume coming in here, and if I go to a daily, this is what I was looking at. So the daily chart here for NTN, basically we had no resistance all the way until 676. So my target for this one was about $6, and the absolute high that I would hold on to a position was 676, just because of this this daily candle here. You can see that that is pretty much the most significant resistance for a while. So that was the setup there. So re-enter 10 shares, put that stop loss down here again, and then you can see this thing kind of just churns for a bit. Does end up actually breaking VWAP while I was upstairs eating some pancakes, but soon recovers it and then does a bit of a double bottom action here at 411. Nice volume spike here after the consolidation. And at this point I wasn't even down here. I was just had my stop set below here, and I was just going to eat some. I was just eating, so it was nice to come back to a nice winner. So yeah, it comes up, has a pullback there, blasts right through this high here. I end up selling my 10 share position there for a pretty nice gain. I can't remember exactly how much, but I do wish I added the other, or I wish I just had a bit more in this one, maybe added below around VWAP here. But either way, pretty satisfied, and you can see the volume now is huge. So at this point I was like, okay, this is definitely due for another trade. I think I was up like 25 or something on it. So I was like, okay, well, what's the most obvious setup right now? This being support, 530 level being support. So that's exactly what I did. I waited for it to come up, and boom, bought the what did I get in at? I got in here at 545. I actually had an order for 532. Maybe it's even here. Let's see for a second. Yeah, look at that. I had an order there for 532 right on this high. And the candle came down to 533, if you'll see. So 532 right there, and then the low of this candle. Yeah, 533. So just missed my entry by 1 cent, and I was like, oh damn, this is it. I want in. So I kind of moved my order up a bit, got filled there at 545. So bit higher than I would have liked, but that's alright. Still a really good spot. And then I just decided to let this one really play out. I was like, this one's strong. It had a nice consolidation over lunchtime. Now we're having a squeeze. This is really good. Just let this one work itself out. So I ended up being patient, sold half right here when we were about to test the high, and sold the other half here when we broke the high there at 647. And that was it. And after that I was like, okay, you know, this one is pretty nice. One thing I always do regret on these is that I don't leave like a little trailer. So I should have left maybe a tiny like 10-15 share trailer with a trailing stop loss. Just if this thing wanted to squeeze to $10, I'd still be in the position. But overall, I think that that was an excellent execution there. You can see that this was clearly the peak here at 776. And now we're on the back side of the move, which I will not be taking a part of. I'm just going to leave this one alone now. Book my win for the day on it, and yeah, call her a day. I think that was some great trading today. That one really, the winner there really overshadowed my losers. That's just the way I like it. And my only regret is not adding more here on the low volume pullback into VWAP. And you know, I don't know, I'm getting better at capitalizing on more of these moves, but I still have some more work to do. I could have held a position right here, built a position all along this base, and scaled out a bit better, but I think I did pretty damn good, not getting caught up in anything, and overall good execution. So that's it today, guys. Let's see here. Here's the little broker screenshot. up there, 30, 47, so best day this month so far. Small loss on IGC with that scalp. JMIA, had half my share size was a winner, the other half ended up being a loser, but it would have been a winner if I just held on, but that's not a strategy. And really nice trade here in NTN to top it off. So that's it, guys. Yeah, adios.